Ngozi! Ngozi! Ngozi!
The river screamed that morning. Not with sound, but with fear. Mist covered the brown water, and the trees around River Osisi bent low, as if they were hiding their faces. Birds flew away in a rush. Then a cry came out of the riverbank. A small cry, weak, shaking, like a child begging the world not to forget her. John heard it first. He was poor, very poor. His wrapper had holes. His feet were bare and cracked. He had gone to the river before sunrise to fetch water because that was the only time the water was calm. His wife, Mary, was at home, sitting on a wooden stool, staring at the wall like she did every morning. Her eyes were always red. Her womb had never carried a child. John stopped walking. He listened again. The cry came back. "Ah," he whispered. "Who is crying here?" He dropped his clay pot and ran toward the sound. Near a big iroko tree, by the river edge, something moved inside a torn cloth. The cloth was old, soaked with water, and wrapped tight like someone was hiding something precious. The cry came again. John's heart jumped. He opened the cloth with shaking hands. Inside was a baby girl. Small, thin, cold. Her skin was smooth like fresh palm oil. Her eyes were closed tight, and her mouth opened wide as she cried. Her tiny hands were shaking. John fell on his knees. "God of heaven," he whispered, tears rushing down his face, "is this for me?" He lifted the baby slowly. She stopped crying for a moment, as if she knew she was safe. John pressed her to his chest. He forgot the water. He forgot hunger. He forgot everything. He ran home. Mary was still on her stool when John burst into the compound. "Mary!" he shouted. Mary jumped. "What is it?" John rushed to her and opened his arms. Mary screamed. "A baby!" John nodded, crying like a child. "From the river. The river gave us a child." Mary's legs became weak. She sat down hard on the ground. Her hands shook as she touched the baby's face. "She is warm," Mary said softly. "She is alive." The baby opened her eyes slowly and looked at Mary. Mary screamed again, but this time it was joy. She held the baby and began to cry loudly. Not the quiet crying she did at night. This one shook her body. "My child," she kept saying. "My child. My own child." From that day, their lives changed. They named the girl Ngozi, because she came as a blessing. People talked. "River children are spirits. Return her before trouble comes. She will bring death." But Mary did not listen. She carried Ngozi on her back to farm. She sang to her. She fed her with little Gary soaked in water when breast milk failed. John worked harder than ever. He cut firewood. He carried loads. He did anything people gave him. Ngozi grew. She was not like other children. Her smile was soft and bright. When she laughed, even old people smiled back. When she cried, Mary felt pain in her chest. At age 3, something strange started happening. Whenever Ngozi followed John to the farm, the crops looked better. Yams grew fat. Cassava leaves stayed green even in dry season. When Mary sold palm oil in the market, buyers came more than before. One day, a rich trader named Musa stopped Mary. "Why is your oil shining like this?" he asked. Mary laughed. "Maybe my hands are clean." Musa bought everything she had and gave her extra money. Soon, John and Mary were no longer begging. They fixed their leaking roof. They bought a goat, then another, then chickens. People started visiting. "This child is special," they whispered. Ngozi grew into a gentle girl. She helped her parents without complaint. She swept. She cooked. She smiled always. At night, she sat between John and Mary, listening to stories. "Tell me how you found me again," she always asked. Mary's voice would shake. "The river gave you to us." Ngozi would smile and say, "Then I will never leave you." John and Mary believed her. But sickness came quietly. Ngozi was 10 when she first fell ill. It started with fever. Mary thought it was normal. She boiled herbs. She wiped her body with warm cloth. The fever refused to go. Ngozi stopped eating. Her eyes lost their shine. She started coughing at night. John sold a goat to take her to the town nurse. The nurse shook her head. "This sickness is deep." They went to prayer houses. They went to herbal men. They went everywhere. Ngozi kept getting thinner. One night, rain fell heavily. Thunder broke the sky. Ngozi called Mary softly. "Mama." Mary rushed to her. "Don't cry," Ngozi said weakly. "I am tired." Mary's heart broke. John knelt by the mat. "You will not die. You came from the river. You are strong." Ngozi smiled slowly. "I came to love you," she whispered. "That is all." Her breathing slowed. Mary screamed. John held Ngozi's hand tightly. The rain stopped. Ngozi stopped breathing. Silence filled the room. Mary's cry that night was heard all over Osisi town. She tore her clothes. She rolled on the ground. John sat like stone, staring at the wall. They buried Ngozi near the river. After that, the house became empty. The goats died. The crops failed. Money finished. Mary stopped talking. She sat on the same stool again, staring at the wall. John aged fast. Every morning, Mary walked to the river and sat there. "My child," she whispered. "Come back." The river stayed quiet. John and Mary never had another child. But every night, when the wind passed through their compound, they heard soft laughter. And they cried, because love came to them once. And it left them broken forever.